Hey guys, Hijinks here, and we have the Xbox E3 coming out right now, so I'm working on this for you guys. I'm just going to speed through it for you because there's a lot to get through, and at the very end we'll get into all the little details. So first, I'm going to list all the names, and then I'm going to go through, I'm going to pick a few that I really want to talk about, and those are the ones that we're going to spend a little bit more time on, and that's how it's going to be, because there were over 30 announcements at this E3, and they went over an hour. So we have Halo Infinite, which is our first announcement, and I don't want to get too much into it, but there wasn't too much information on it, but I will get a little bit more into that at the end, just because I have played a lot of Halo. So for those of you who aren't familiar with it, I can give you guys a little bit of an idea of what we might be expecting here. We were then shown Ori, which looks like a nice little fun game. It could be a puzzle-ish game. It doesn't look too violent. It's a platformer. We were then shown Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. We're then given Fallout 4 Game Pass will be available. It was available already, actually, 4 days ago. Fallout 76. The it's a prequel, and it's gonna be 4 times the size of Fallout. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll get back into that a little bit more. That's something I want to mention, is that it is a prequel. So when we get into it, you'll hear me talk about it, and it's a prequel. I just want to establish that now, and it's way bigger than Fallout 4. Then we have Captain Spirit, which can be tried out on the 26th of this month, and it's from the Life is Strange universe. I love that universe. I love those game series, but we'll get more into that a little bit later. We are then shown Crackdown 3, and that game, again, not going to get too far into it, but it looks kind of goofy. It looks like your standard Crackdown, so it could possibly do pretty well. We were then shown Nier Automata, Metro Exodus, Kingdom Hearts 3, which of course I'll get into Metro Exodus and Kingdom Hearts 3 a little bit later as well. We have Sea of Thieves, Battlefield 5, Forza Horizon. We were shown that Microsoft has 5 new studios actually here, and that's Undead Labs, Playground Games, Ninja Theory Studio, Compulsion Games, and The Initiative. And sorry guys, I'm not scripting this because I just want to look at the notes and read it to you, so it's nice and genuine. Then we're being shown We Happy Few, which is on PC right now. They're going to bring it over to the Xbox One, which will be awesome. I played it. I have it on PC. I have the alpha for it. There's going to be a PUBG, which is coming straight to Xbox, exclusively Xbox, if you're a PUBG fan. That's something to check out. I wonder if the price tag is still going to be on PUBG, because they already have Fortnite, which is free, but if that's the case, they'll probably still have some purchases for PUBG. But as that comes into, I'll definitely look into that some more, and we can evaluate some things in a future video, which I have coming out for you guys. We were then shown Tales of Verona, which looks kind of cool. It's a nice little art style. I really like that kind of art style that it has. It's an anime style. And then we have The Division 2, which I'll get more into later, specifically because there's a little bit more on that. So not all these games had a lot of information because there were so many of them. They couldn't really give you blow by blow and a ton of presentation, but we'll definitely get into the ones that have a lot of presentation. And then we were shown the Fast Start, which is going to be launched later this month, and it comes with, if you get this thing, it's monthly. You get to have the Halo collection, all new games you get the same day as they release. You get The Division, you get Tamriel Unlimited, and you get Fallout 4. Now, the plus side to buying this, I'll talk about later, but something you should think about. If you play a lot of games, you play them really quick, and you don't keep them, this might be the way for you, because you might play through a lot of games really fast, and Fast Start will possibly save you some money. We were then shown Shadow of Tomb Raider, which I'll get more into later, but I just had to say looks stellar. I'm really excited for that. We were then shown Sessions, and that is interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's interesting because everyone's been wanting another skate game. We aren't getting another skate game. We're getting Sessions, which is still pretty, I would say, it looks equally as good, if not a little bit better. We then saw Black Desert. They announced Devil May Cry 5. We could talk more about that a little bit later because that's a really popular series. There's Cuphead, Tunic, Jump Force, Dying Light 2, which we'll talk a little bit more later because that one also had a little bit of a presentation. There's Battletoads, Just Cause 4, Gears Pop Mobile, Gears Tactic, Gears of War 5, which we'll talk about those 3 because they were all announced and presented at the same time. And then they wrapped it all up by showing us Cyberpunk. Also, they are working on another console for Xbox. So they haven't announced any information on it, no release dates, anything like that, but there's another console coming. So next gens are in development. So let's hop on back, and let's go back to one of the first things I wanted to talk about, which was the first thing on this list, Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is really interesting, guys. So Halo games are really interesting in general, but Halo Infinite will be playing as Master Chief, and the graphics look amazing. Again, we weren't given much information because there was so much. I think that's why. I think it's because there was so much. I'm hoping it's not because they didn't have a lot to show. If that's the case, and this game's coming out soon, we might be in a bad spot. But Halo games are really fun. I had talked about this before on my channel about Halo Infinite, and people asked about it. Halo is a first-person shooter. And you play as this guy, Master Chief, and you go through and you try to. Each game is a little bit different, but it started out with saving a planet. So if you guys are interested in Halo Infinite, I have to say this one, from what I've seen, looks really good. It looks like it's going to be very similar to all the other Halos, but it doesn't look too. The graphics look nice, and I think that from what I've seen of the play, it looks a little bit, more. You can move a little bit easier. It looks like it's catching up with the times. It doesn't look like it's staying stagnant like a lot of games that are older that move into the future. A lot of games end up staying the same. Mechanics start getting buggy, but this looks like it's transitioning nicely into where we are now in gaming. So, Halo Infinite. Now we're going to move on to Fallout 76. Now, Fallout 76, this is the one I wanted to talk about because I'm a huge Bethesda fan. I played a lot of Bethesda games on my channel before they were all deleted because I didn't think they were of good quality. They were from when I was really, really, really younger. But there is a Fallout 76. It's going to be amazing, guys. It's a prequel, and it is 4 times Fallout 4's size. So 4 times that map size. And Fallout 4 was not the smallest game. Then this one will take place in West Virginia, and the graphics look amazing. And again, this is a prequel, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and see how the world is and see how this leads into where we are now with Fallout, because I'm really curious about that. Since this is a prequel, we're going to see a little bit more. Now, we've all played, most people have played all the other Fallouts, Fallout 1 and all the other ones. So we do know a little bit about what life was like before where we are in Fallout now, but this will fill in some of the gaps for us. And I've already seen a few new creatures in the trailer as well, and those I'm wondering what happened to them because they're not in any of the other Fallout games. So I'm wondering, is there a possibility that they went extinct between Fallout 76 and where we are now in Fallout? Also, Captain Spirit, which is in the Life is Strange universe, and it looks like he plays a young man, and he's enthusiastic about superheroes. Now I'm wondering how they'll tie into. I think I've said this about Before the Storm. I wonder how they would do that as well, where Max Caulfield had reversing time. Well, in Before the Storm, Chloe was able to debate or argue, and she was able to break people through verbal conflict. So I'm wondering what Captain Spirit's thing's going to be, because there are these special abilities that make each character special to that universe. But Captain Spirit's going to be really fun. It looks really heartwarming. The soundtrack again is amazing as usual. And of course, when I play it, I'll probably get so many of these little things that tell me I can't monetize my video because there's a copyright holder. So that's probably what's going to happen, because that's what happens with Life is Strange soundtracks. But that's fine. The game looks amazing, and I'm still going to play it on this channel for you guys eventually. Whether it's when it first comes out or not, I don't know. But the game looks amazing. Alright, I'm going to hop over to Metro Exodus now. Now, Metro Exodus I've checked out a few times. It wasn't necessarily the newest thing to be announced, but Metro had been shown before a few times. And the fun thing about that is it's very similar to Fallout. It's very similar to Fallout in the sense that it's open world, you're fighting mutant creatures, but it's interesting because you have a gas mask, and there's a bunch of other things that get into this game, and it just looks like a more in-depth, more realistic, not necessarily like more gloomy, but less positive Fallout, which is weird because Fallout's not necessarily the most positive game, but because of the graphics, it seems a little bit more positive, where Metro Exodus kind of kicks that all to the curb and has amazing graphics. But there's new, and so that's what that is. That's where I'm at with Metro Exodus. I think the game's looking amazing, and that's what we have on it. There's Kingdom Hearts 3. Now that one I want to get into because it's been a long time since we've had a Kingdom Hearts console release. The last one was Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts Remaster. I don't count that though. But for a new one, Kingdom Hearts 2. There was a bunch of them on DS and all that. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be our next big one. It's brand new. And I gotta say that there are new worlds. And the new worlds that we're going to get are Monster Inc., Frozen, and Toy Story. And it looks like there could possibly be some more. And I'm really interested in seeing how that all plays out. The graphics are amazing, the gameplay is amazing, and I really wish they would have shown a little bit more on it, but they didn't because they had so much to announce, and that's all right. But I have to say, I am so excited for that game. I hope you guys are too, because this is going to be really, really big and really, really great. And this is going to jump us over to the Division 2. And the Division 2 I have a lot of information on. We watched a gameplay of it. We watched these people play it. So we were able to get an idea of more about the game. Here's what I can say. 1, it looks really good. 2, the combat looks fun. And I have to say that there's a game. There's going to be, the game is for a little bit more cooperative. There's a lot of communication. I'm like sitting here trying to find the words for it. Sorry guys, again, I didn't script it, so I'm just finding these words as I read my notes here. I didn't really write it blow by blow. But yeah, there's a lot of communication. It looks like you have to set up. There was these enemies, they kind of remind me of juggernauts from some of the older Call of Duty games, and you have to like set up around them, and someone can get knocked down, you have to pick them back up. But the Division 2, Tom Clancy, those games are always fun. Tom Clancy always does a wonderful job incorporating stealth and combat mechanics together. So I'm really interested in seeing how that all plays out. That's another game. I'm actually going to do a prediction on the Division 2 as well. Also, we have Shadow of Tomb Raider, which is going to be a really fun game. Tomb Raider games, they're really fun. A lot of people don't tend to like them for some reason. I've met a lot of people, at least personally, that didn't like them as much. A lot of people in my life, at least. But the graphics look amazing, and honestly, from what I've seen with the gameplay, the movement's still fluid. It looks like it's transitioning really well into this new world. The movie that came out, maybe that helped kind of push this game into the limelight. But I think people are going to really like this game. I think this game's going to be really fun, and I'm really excited to see how this goes out, because it looks like there's a lot of good mechanics that get into the game from what I've seen. They didn't show an extensive amount of gameplay. They didn't give us an extensive amount of information, but from what I've seen, I'm predicting it's not going to be super, super buggy, and it looks like it's going to be really fun, honestly. If you're a Tomb Raider fan, at least, it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Which brings me down to Sessions. Now, Sessions is interesting because we all wanted another Skate game. We were all like, oh, let's get another Skate. This is something that a lot of people wanted, but we were given Sessions, especially because Skate had opened up some of their servers, so everyone was thinking maybe we're getting another Skate, and that's why they were opened up. But no, we are getting Sessions, which looks amazing still, and it looks like it could be as good as Skate or even better, because it looks just as fluid from what I've seen. Again, we weren't given much on it, but it's one of those things where I feel like even though we didn't get Skate, Sessions could be the new Skate, and I have to say Sessions is looking really, really good. Which then brings me to Devil May Cry 5. Now there has not been a Devil May Cry for 10 years since Devil May Cry 4, and Devil May Cry 5 looked amazing. It looks just stunning from what I've seen. Again, we weren't given an extensive amount. We were just kind of talked to about the creation of it, and they really wanted to get the combat to be as crisp as they could be with the series, and they really were confident in this. And I have to say that that's true. From what I've seen, that the combat is probably pretty stunning. We were given little bits of video, so who knows? But I think the combat's gonna be pretty stunning. I think the game's gonna work out really well, and it took them a while to make this. So that's what's important though. When a developer takes a while to make a game, it's either super great or not that great at all. Because if you take your time, you're either detail oriented or you keep flopping certain things, and I think that this one's going to be on the better end of it. I think this one's going to be one of those ones that really reaps the benefits. And then we have Dying Light 2, which I have to say, Dying Light 2, the movement was beyond amazing. Everything is interactive. You swing from wire, you can grab, like, everything is usable. It's Mirror's Edge again, but this is like more in depth. This is better movement than Dying Light. The first game, the combat looked equally as good, if not slightly better. And the most important thing to me is choices matter here. They showed us that choices are really important in this game, and I'm really excited to see how our choices in the game are going to influence it. So yeah, choices will matter in Dying Light 2. Movement still is stunning, and the game is it looks wonderful, and I really am excited for this game. Then we were over to Gears Pop Mobile, Gears Tactic, and Gears of War 5. Now, Gears Pop Mobile is a mobile game, and honestly, how they announced that was really funny. They showed the Gears of War logo, and then the pop figures popped out from behind it, so everyone was like, oh man. Then we were shown Gears of War Tactics, which will be on PC. It's a turn-based strategy game using the Gears of War characters, and this is prior to this is like when the locusts were still starting to become an issue. So this is interesting because this is when it all starts out. We were then shown Gears of War 5, where we play as Kate, and we're going to go on a journey as her. And they showed us a little bit of it, and I have to say that there is a lot of emotion from what they've showed us already, which is cool because Gears of War is known to be really emotional sometimes when you're always losing someone important, especially like Dom. And so this is going to be a really fun game. Seeing this how it all plays out, we're playing not as Marcus this time, we're playing as someone else. And I'm wondering, Marcus is still involved. You see him in the video they showed us, so it'll be cool to see how he participates in it as well. But another Gears of War title, I gotta say, I'm excited for this because I really think Gears of War 5 is going to be crisp. I think it's going to be wonderful. Gears of War games are always been fun to me. Like I think they're fun for everybody. So I'm excited to see how this one comes out. Then we were shown Cyberpunk, and I have to say about Cyberpunk is that it is going to I'm going to buy that as soon as I can because Cyberpunk looks like a futuristic GTA almost, and I have to say it's definitely got amazing graphics, and they showed us a lot, and it was very, very exciting to watch. So when I get excited to watch just a little clip of it, I know that game is possibly going to be like attention grabbing the whole way through. But there we go, guys. I summed up our Xbox E3. I summed it up in about 16 minutes. So hopefully you guys found this helpful to let you know what games are coming out, what games I'm looking into. Again, there will be another video where I predict the future of certain games. There's a lot of games that were announced between these two videos, so I can't do all of them. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I think games are going to perform and what games I think should be purchased, then you can check that out. Now, just because I think that's a game that I think should be purchased doesn't mean you should feel that way. And if you feel differently, comment down below in those videos, in this video, any video you want. If you ever disagree, let me know down below, and we can talk about it. But until the next video, guys, I'll see you. Peace.